Hey book nerds, welcome back to my channel, The Book Nerd. My name is Denise, and first I just want to thank you to every subscriber. The channel is growing, and so I thank you for every subscriber, and welcome back again if you've already been a subscriber. Welcome if it's your first time. Today I'm going to be doing my book haul. Okay, book nerds, so this is my birthday book haul. I call it my birthday book haul, but some books aren't related to my birthday. But I got a little bit of a stack here that I'm kind of excited about. I'm ready to share, and I'm excited. So I got a good variety of books here, and they've just made my month. Okay, so they made my birthday month, and let's just get started. So. First, I'll go over the books that I got at Barnes & Noble for my birthday. So I went on my birthday to Marietta, Georgia, to their Barnes & Noble. I don't know if it's new or I don't know if they remodeled it, but they made it to that new look in Barnes & Noble. And I know that some people like the old look, and I like that one too. But I also like this one, and surprisingly, it still was cozy. They had chairs to sit in. It was very organized and just beautiful. But anyway, you can look at that video. It's my birthday book haul. Birthday book vlog. Okay, this is the birthday book haul. And so one of the books that I got there was The Love Lyric by Christina Forrest. And I got this because I'm currently reading The Partner Plot by this author. And so I wanted the series. And that's going to lead me to the next. But first, I'll just read a little bit about what this is about. We know it's about the Green Sisters. I believe that's the Green Sisters. And this one is about Iris. And Iris Green used to be a woman with a plan, but all of that changed after she met the love of her life at 25, got pregnant and married, and then became a widow and a single mother, all in a little over 2 years. Now, after years of hustling, Iris is the director of partnerships at a beauty company and raising sweet 6-year-old Kamala, I want to say, C-A-L-L-A, by herself. Despite her busy life, she still can't help but feel lonely. She just needs to catch her breath. And one night at her sister's wedding, when she steps outside to do just that, she sees a certain singer who takes her breath away. So this is the Love Lyric, so that makes sense. She's going to meet a singer. This one is the third in the series. So I'm reading The Partner Plot, which is the second one, and I just totally messed up with the whole thing. But I read that this author intentionally made these books so that you don't have to read them in order, which I'm so happy about. But anyway, so this is the third in the Green series. The next book that I got was another one by Christina Forrest, and that is The Neighbor Favor. This is the one I've heard a lot about on BookTube, and this is one that I already have. So
I'm mad because I should have stopped you.
You should have stopped me, and I should have stopped myself. If I had a question that I already had the book, that's Tony, my sister. Tony reads, so she was there with me, and I'm like, do I have this book? And I just figured I did, but I wasn't sure, and I just wanted to get the whole series. And if I even thought it, because I could have just ordered it. I could have came home, looked, and if I didn't have it, I could have ordered it. I've already talked about this on my channel. But anyway, yeah, she should have stopped me. I should have stopped myself. I got this again. So now I'm trying to decide. The Barnes & Noble is like an hour away. We don't have one in our county. So here in the metro Atlanta area, it's all like more north of Atlanta. And so it's a long drive. So I'm
not
trying
worth
to
it.
Yeah,
give it away.
So my sister said this should be a giveaway. And I know I owe somebody a book, and I have it in the package. I need to send it to you, and I apologize. And for that, guess what? I'm going to give you this book too if you want it. So I think that I'm just going to give this to you. So I'm going to give this book away, and hopefully this is a book that you want. Because I owe you for taking so long to send you the book in my last giveaway. So this is The Neighbor Favor. I'm not going to read it. I've talked about it in other videos. The next book that I got, oh my goodness, I've been wanting this book. I think I might have put this on my anticipated reads for 2025. That is Brady Hendrix. And this book is called Witchcraft for Wayward Girls. Now, you all know that I'm scary. And you're like, why do you read these books? For some reason, I can read Grady Hendrix, and they'll scare me a little bit, but not to that point where I can't sleep or anything like that. And so I love his books. They're scary, but they're also kind of funny. They're very interesting. He's excellent at character building and all of that. So what Witchcraft for Wayward Girls, I'm not going to read it all, but I believe it's like, they call them wayward girls, loose girls, girls who grew up too fast, and they're sent to Whalebound House in St. Augustine, Florida, where unwed mothers are hidden by their families to have their babies in secret. This is something that I heard like my mom talk about when she said she was younger. People used to do that. I didn't know people still did that, but okay. To give them up for adoption, and most important of all, to forget any of it ever happened. So that's kind of sad. But from what my understanding is that the Wayward Girls are going to come upon a book, and it's going to be a witchcraft book. So this is giving me, Tony, what was that movie called that we loved, The Craft?
Yeah.
This is giving me The Craft vibes. I don't know if that's what it's going to be like. That's like one of my favorite movies, The Craft. So it's giving me that they're going to get a hold of this book, and maybe they're going to cause a little mayhem with the people that are looking down on them or something like that. So we'll see. We'll see what it's about. Knowing Grady Hendrix is going to be a good time.
I want to borrow that one when you're done.
Okay.
It sounds good.
Okay. You can read it first. I'll be nice. Since you drove me way out to Marietta. The next book that I got is Oathbound, and this book is by Tracy Dion. Beautiful cover. This is what sold me on this series anyway. So I read the first one, which was Legendborn. And again, I said in my last video, and in another video I said, I'm not reading, I don't think I'm going to continue with this series because I realized I'm not really a fantasy person. I am a Harry Potter person. So I just like Harry Potter, that fantasy. However, I keep hearing about this, and they did get me. I do want to know what's going to happen with this main character. I want to know with all this, who is it, that Merlin and all that. I need to know what happens. So I got this. This was from the actual bookstore, and I'm not even going to try to read all of this because it's long. But we know it's about Bree, and I don't even, this is the third one, so I don't even want to read too much. I don't want to know what's kind of happening next. So this is the third one. This is the one that I found at Barnes & Noble. I had a problem finding Bloodmark in hardcover because now I want to keep them all hardcover so they look really good on my shelf. So this is the third one.
Okay, so is that young adult and fantasy?
Yes, this is young adult and fantasy.
Okay.
And I like young adult books. I'm discovering more and more that I really do like young adult. Even though, you know, I'm not necessarily a young adult, not even close. So then I did order, now I'm getting mixed up, Bloodmark. So this is the second part to the series, okay? I ordered it and I was able to find a hardcover. So now I'm happy. My bookshelf will be happy. It'll look the way that I need it to look. And again, the cover is just beautiful, absolutely beautiful, just stunning. And so I will look at this and see, because since I've read the first one, I don't mind seeing what's going to happen a little bit into the second. So it says Aubrey wanted was to uncover the truth behind her mother's death. So she infiltrated the Legendborn, I can't even read that, order, a secret society descended from King Arthur's knights, only to discover her own ancestral power. Now Bree has become someone new, a medium, a blood crafter. Is that what it says? Yeah, a scion. So I do remember that happened. So she's become that. I'm not going to read the rest. And so now what is she going to do? She's part of this order. Some people didn't even want her in that order. I don't want to tell what happened in the first one. But there was a lot of things going down. This is a mix of, it's fantasy, but there's a little bit of political. There's a little bit of discrimination. There's love. There's all types of things. There's betrayal. It's gory. If you haven't read these books, don't think this is going to be some little light YA book. It gets gory. It gets down with the things that are happening. It gets dark. And it's complicated. So I'm excited to read this. It's going to take me a long time. You all know I used to be able to read these thick books when I was younger. And this one isn't even the thickest. And just go through them. It takes me longer now. So I'm just going to have to, set aside time to just commit to it and read it and see what happens with Bree. There's like Bree, and then there's that, I forgot that one guy's name. But he was kind of like bad, but he was in the order. But I think he might be kind of good. I don't know. But anyway, then there's the main guy that she was with, and it was just a whole bunch of things going on. So I need to just get it all sorted out and read all of it. So these will look good together. Let me try to put them. See that? You gotta have it looking nice on the shelf. See. Book people problems. Okay, so then when I was at the bookstore, I was just frantically looking for 107 Days by Kamala Harris. They didn't have it. And so I had to order it. And so I got this book, 107 Days by Kamala Harris. And I love the front, but I more so love the back. This is one of my favorite pictures. It's kind of blurry. I don't know if I can get it so that you can see it. But it's that picture that where she's speaking and her niece is watching her in her little pigtails. I just think it's so iconic. I'm not even trying to get into politics, but it's just, a woman in that position and then a little girl watching. It just speaks volumes that people are looking at us as adults. The little ones are looking at us, and we have to, be an inspiration, pave the way, be an example, and it's just important that people see them in all situations. So I'll get off my soapbox for that. But this is about the election and how things went, even like before, like how she started running for president, what happened, the behind the scenes. It wasn't as cute and wonderful as maybe people thought. I always thought it was weird anyway how things came about, but I'm glad that she's going to be speaking from her perspective on what actually happened. And then I got this on the day that it came out. I got Frida McFadden's The Intruder, and I'm actually reading this right now. So The Intruder is Frida McFadden's new book. This cover is nice. It's, looks good. It's kind of shiny, so it's hard to see. But come through, Frida. We have sprayed edges now. Now, I don't know if she's always had sprayed edges on some of the books. I've never seen it.
I don't think so.
And I'll admit, at first I was a little salty because I wanted another paperback. But again, I like my books to look, uniform on the shelf. And I said, well, if this is going to be something she's going to start to do, I'll just have my books that are not sprayed edges, and then we'll kind of roll on into the sprayed edges books. So now I'm going to have to keep this up or something. So anyway, but it is nice, and it's red if you can't see it, and it says, "What is she hiding?" I've started to read it. It seems interesting so far. It does, and actually, I'm going to just say this. When I read Frida McFadden's books, and I love Frida McFadden as an author, sometimes everybody's voice sounds the same. In this book, this main character sounds a little bit different.
I agree.
And so you agree. Yep, you realize that me and Tony are reading it together. So I'm very excited about that, and I'm happy about that, to kind of hear a different voice, because it was starting to feel very monotonous to me. And so this is the book. And it says, "Who knows what the storm will blow in? Casey's cabin in the wilderness is not built for a hurricane. Her roof shakes, the lights flicker, and the tree outside her front door sways ominously in the wind. But she's a lot more worried about the girl she discovers lurking outside the kitchen window." Oh, okay. I'm reading this.
That's literally where I'm at right now.
Me too. So, okay. She's young, she's alone, and she's covered in blood. Okay, I'm not even going to read anything else. That sounds good. I want to also show you, because, people that love books, we love the way they look. So not only is the cover good and, it has the sprayed edges, It's just beautiful. Look at the spine. I mean, that silver, it's just popping. The Intruder, Frida McFadden. Isn't that pretty? And then it's just all this red. So, I mean, it's just giving you, thriller vibes, blood, things like that. Like even that red on there looks like it might be drips of blood. So a little gory. And I love it because Frida McFadden, she doesn't give you the trigger warnings in the book, but she leads you to the website so that you can read what might be a trigger warning for you. So I do appreciate that, and I'm glad she doesn't put it in the book because sometimes your eyes accidentally see stuff and then you know a little bit too much. I like to be surprised. And I just go in knowing it might be a trigger warning. I mean, I'm reading a thriller, so. And, just any book, you just never know. Okay, and then finally I got a book of the month. And I got a free one for my birthday, so this is an October box. I don't know.
You don't even know what's in there, do you?
I don't remember what's in there. I do not. And yeah, so it's the October box, but you guys, I've been saying how much I love Book of the Month, but lately it's been harder for me to choose one. And I feel sad about that. Like I might have to, because I keep skipping a lot and just really kind of forcing. Okay. I'm ready for spooky season. I don't even know why I did this. I think this is stretching it. I don't even know if I really...
Whatever it is, I think I want to read it.
Yeah, this isn't going to be the type of horror I want, but it's called The Haunting of Payne's Hollow by Kelly Armstrong. So it's a very interesting, it's making me think of Sleepy Hollow, because I see a horse. Wasn't the Headless Horseman? Yeah, Horseman, he was on a horse. So... I got this book. So this was the pick for the month. So this was one of them, and it's a horror. And it says, when Samantha Payne's grandfather dies, she figures she won't even get a mention in the will. After all, she hasn't seen him in 14 years, not since her father took his own life after being accused of murdering a child. Wow. At their lakefront cottage. Goodness. Okay. So her grandfather always insisted her father was innocent. Okay. Despite Sam having caught him burying the child's body, his clothing streaked with blood. So, but when she attends the reading of the will, let me go put on my glasses. Hold on just a sec. Okay, y'all, now I can see. I gotta stop trying to be cute, and it is what it is. So I promise I can read. But when she attends the reading of the will at the behest of her aunt, she discovers that her grandfather left her the very valuable lakefront property where the family cottage sits. There's one catch. Sam needs to stay in the cottage for a month. When somebody's making you stay out in some remote location for this test for a month, to finally face the fact that she was wrong and her father was innocent according to her grandfather. After traveling to Payne's Hollow, Sam is faced with the realities of her childhood and the secrets kept hidden in the shadows of her memories. When her aunt goes missing a couple of days into their stay, Sam begins to question everything again. Plagued by nightmares and paranoia, she hears sounds in the forest and sees shapes crawling from the water as the rippling waves of the lake promise something unspeakably dark lurking just below the surface. So this sounds okay. I kind of just got it because I want to get my free birthday book. I'm not into something lurking in the water. Like, I'm not really into that, but it might surprise me be better than I think. And it's not that thick, so I should be able to get through it, pretty quickly. And it might turn out to be really good. At least it doesn't sound scary to me at all. I'm not worried about that because I'm not going to stay in some remote lake by myself and with already a past in the house. I'm not, so... But it might surprise me. So I'm looking forward to reading this. I'm going to try to read it this month for spooky season, and then let you all know what I actually think about it. So I did this so I could get my birthday book. So I could get a free book, and so I could choose one from one of the other months. And so I chose a book by Riley Sager, and I think this is actually going to be my first personal copy of Riley Sager. Tony has a whole bunch of books by Riley Sager, but I got The House Across the Lake.
It's an oldie but goodie.
It's an oldie but goodie, okay. Yeah, I've heard people talk about this before. And I like the way the cover looks. It's really, it's ominous, but it's also kind of pretty. It looks actually relaxing. Now I have like 2 lake house thrillers and horrors and stuff, but that's, fine. And so this one looks good. It sounded really good too. So I've heard a lot of excellent reviews about Riley Sager's writing. I've heard that Riley Sager actually is a little scary because it kind of borders on the supernatural, but then it turns out not to be, but I don't even need it to act like it's going to be, but we'll see. So be careful what you watch for. Casey Fletcher, so we have another Casey. Casey's in, the Frida McFadden book. A recently widowed actress trying to escape a streak of bad press has retreated to the peace and quiet of her family's lake house in Vermont. Armed with a pair of binoculars and several bottles of bourbon, she passes the time watching Tom and Catherine Royce, the glamorous couple living in the house across the lake. Is that cool to be watching people with your binoculars in their house? But they make for good viewing. A tech innovator, Tom is powerful and a formal model. Catherine is gorgeous. So if you're looking at people, unless you have a suspicion, like you feel like you need to watch for somebody's safety, whatever you see in those binoculars is what you get. Because you shouldn't be looking in there, but that's me. One day on the lake, Casey saves Catherine from drowning, and the two strike up a budding friendship. But the more they get to know each other, and the longer Casey watches, the more it becomes clear that Catherine and Tom's marriage isn't as perfect as it appears. When Catherine suddenly vanishes, Casey immediately suspects Tom of foul play. What she doesn't realize is that there's more to the story than meets the eye, and that the shocking secrets can lurk beneath the most placid of surfaces. So I have the other book, The Lake, Somebody Goes Missing, the placid surfaces, whatever, and now I have another one, so that's interesting. Packed with sharp characters, psychological suspense, and gasp-worthy plot twists, Riley Sager's The House Across the Lake is the ultimate escapist read, no lake house required. So this sounds really good. And because I know, I don't think Tony or anybody that I've heard about reading Riley Sager has said anything, and I'm going to take these glasses off because they're kind of glaring in the camera, but I haven't heard them say anything bad about Riley's books. So I'm confident and looking, eagerly anticipating this book, and I just have a feeling it's going to be really good, and maybe I'll become a Riley Sager fan as well. So that is my book haul, and of course with the book of the month you get the bookmark, so I'll read you whatever little cheesy saying they have on the back, and it says "you paged," and get it. So I like to always share those, and that's it. So I do want to say something about the love lyric by Christina Forrest. I forgot to say, I'm interested in that book. I love books about an everyday person meets a singer. I think that's probably one of my little, fantasies. If I had one,
Wow.
I would meet, I'm from the old school, so it'd be, Ralph Tresvant from New Edition, or somebody, any type of singer that maybe I've been, thinking was, or either you thought they were a jerk and then you meet them and they're cool. Why am I sharing this? Anyway, thank you for watching my book haul. I hope that you all be blessed and be book nerdy. Let me know any new books that you bought. If you read any of these, let me know what you think. Talk to you later.